right, so you know we have rain on the way. Some people say that they know rain is coming because they can smell the rain in the air. Others say they can feel it inside their bones. Well, WFMY News 2's Christian Morgan raises our weather IQ about how changing weather can impact the body.
Well, I'm sure over the years you've heard your grandparents say that they knew when the weather was changing or knew when there was rain coming. Why? Well, because their joints were starting to hurt. Okay, yeah, right. Is that actually legit? Can your joints, for real, tell you the weather? Let's raise your weather IQ. All right, first things first. While your grandparents' knees and joints, aches and pains can't necessarily tell you the weather, they may actually be onto something.
Anecdotally, it's true.
Dr. Lance Cisco, an orthopedic surgeon, may not be a meteorologist, but he says folks with arthritis can indeed feel when the weather is about to change.
The thinking is it affects arthritic joints because there's not as much cartilage covering the bones as a normal joint. And it leaves the bones exposed, and it may make the nerves in the bone more hypersensitive to pressure changes.
So it really has to do with pressure in the atmosphere. And honestly, that's why we have weather in the first place. The atmosphere is always trying to balance itself out. That's why we have a series of high pressure and low pressure. And it's not necessarily the change that makes those aches and pains start. It's really how big and how fast that those changes are.
You know, when some of these fronts come in and the pressure drops quickly, that's more likely to incite joint pain.
See, those pressure changes can also trigger headaches sometimes too. And before a system actually arrives, our pressure already starts to drop. And that's why sometimes your grandparents or your joints can start to sense that change before the system ever even arrives. Low pressure pushes less into the body and it allows tissues to expand, which causes the pressure and the pain. Pressure is the main thing, but precipitation and temperature can affect it too. Dr. Cisco says there are some things you can do to relieve that pain.
They can take anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen or Aleve. But main thing is to stay warm, dress warmly in layers, and stay active. Arthritic joints, motion is lotion.
With your weather IQ, I'm meteorologist Christian Morgan.